My name is Adrienne Gerling, and I'm an equity, diversity, and inclusion consultant. I provide services to businesses and organizations in Halifax, HRM, and then also across Canada and internationally, largely focused on providing tools and helping organizations on their equity, diversity, and inclusion journeys. So it's like meeting businesses where they're at and helping them get to the next stage to become more equitable. It just informs every aspect, I would say. So I think being queer and non-binary and being part of the community definitely opens my eyes to just inequities, barriers, discrimination, not just for my communities that I'm a part of, but kind of all communities that are experiencing those things. And so I think I've always kind of had my eyes open to those not great things, like where there are issues of discrimination and inequity, and have always felt this drive to just do something about it. Well, I guess I'm promoting inclusion for all businesses in the work that I'm doing. So I am a sole entrepreneur. So I guess it's not an internal promotion of inclusion, but it's more about the work that I'm embarking on it's completely focused on inclusion and equity, diversity, and accessibility. So it's basically my life's focus and life's work is to help to kind of embody those practices myself. So to make sure that, I'm always challenging myself on, is the work that I'm doing inclusive? Am I actually thinking of everyone and all communities and everyone who is facing discrimination? Am I actually considering everyone? So I'm always doing a kind of a self thing of challenging myself and asking myself the hard questions and making sure I'm always keeping my own practice up to date and try not to get too anxious if I've made a mistake and kind of take that as a learning experience. And then I'm trying to promote that same approach with other organizations and businesses through my consulting and helping kind of coach and guide people to be able to do that as well. Yes, I am. So it's actually my first year back in Halifax in more than a decade. So very excited to go along to some Pride events this year. And I recently did some work with the McKeegan-Hebert lawyers. And so I'm actually going to be walking in the parade with the law firm. And they've done some really fantastic work for the 2S LGBTI community, so it feels like a really cool organization to be walking in Pride with.
Hi, my name is Bria. I'm the owner and acupuncturist at Rooted Rose Community Acupuncture. We've been open for about 2 years now, and what makes this clinic special is that we're the first community acupuncture clinic in Nova Scotia. And community acupuncture is really great because it allows for a wider demographic of people to have access to our services who otherwise probably wouldn't be able to. As a queer and non-binary person, personally, I've had a lot of weird or not necessarily good experiences with the medical system and also paramedical environment. I think that a lot of people can relate to that, in that oftentimes you'll see a practitioner and that practitioner can't relate to you, or you may feel like they aren't really seeing you. And there's a lot of small things that people can do to help accommodate people. One of those things is using like gender inclusive language. Another is providing gender neutral washrooms, and just like training your staff so they know how to talk to people and know how to listen more than anything else. I think for me, what has been really helpful is the community model itself, in that there's a sliding scale payment system, which is really nice because people who have like stable income and excess funds often will pay at the higher scale to accommodate for people who like don't have that stability and will pay at the lower end of the scale. So just by offering options to people, it allows for a wider demographic of people to like come and have ongoing care. Yeah, I mean, I think it's important to celebrate Pride all the time, not just 1 week of the year. But in this like moment in summer, I mean, I'll probably be at the beach celebrating with my friends. There's lots of ways to celebrate Pride, and it doesn't necessarily have to be organized events.
So my name is Tucker Bottomley, and I'm the co-owner manager of Outlaw Country Tattoo, which is a queer tattoo shop in the north end of Halifax. Well, I mean, we opened the shop legitimately because my best friend, who's a tattoo artist, was struggling to find work at other shops, and actually got fired from one because of her political, necessities of trying to make it a safe place for queers. And I'm a disabled high school dropout and queer trans as well. So we were just like, we're gonna open our own shop because then I can have a job and we can give jobs to other young queers who are finding it hard to get into the tattoo industry. Well, in a small city like Halifax, if you say and promote that you're a queer tattoo shop just on any of your social media, that tends to be enough. I mean, people seek us out for that reason. We're a resource that wasn't really there before. People came to us to get the queer jobs and work in the queer environment and get tattoos in a place where they felt safe. A lot of queer people seek out getting tattoos because it's a way of taking back autonomy over your body as well, so. Absolutely we are. We typically do a flash event every year. There's been a couple years that we missed because of the pandemic. We are hoping to do a queer flash event this year for Pride, as we try to do every year, where it's reduced prices on pre-drawn, queer-themed tattoos. We have a queer, gay little shop in the North End.
Hi, my name is Sam Archibald. I am a creative director and owner of Shortstop. We are a creative agency here in Halifax, and we do marketing and advertising for brands that like to grow. So my identity as a gay man informs our business practices in different ways. I can almost wear that like a superhero cape. I'm able to kind of walk in and say, look, I'm different. I can approach this problem differently. I feel like empathy is such a huge thing in my business. And so being able to be empathetic with not just my own community, but other communities out there, something that I've had to learn how to navigate in my life. So we promote inclusion. One of our beliefs is in the notion that everyone has a voice and we should all speak up and use that voice. In the world of marketing and advertising, we're often asked to generate creative ideas. And so the more diversity that you can put into the pot, to generate those ideas means that you can have a greater range and broad breadth of ideas to play with. We really want to have people that think differently, approach life differently, come from different backgrounds, have different perspectives on the world, because that just makes our world richer. Another huge thing in the world of creativity is that in order to be creative, you often need to feel safe. And so creating safe spaces really allows us to create daring work. Pride this year is going to be interesting. Our business is actually quite involved with an organization nationally called Pride in Advertising and Marketing. So we're looking at some ways in which we can assist that organization. Their goals are really to improve representation of our community in any advertising and marketing, as well as improve conditions for our community working in the marketing and advertising industry. How do we improve access and improve the presence of the entire community? Diversity in my industry is a huge benefit to businesses.